Welcome back, everyone. This is another episode, but today we are going to spice things up a little bit. We have taken the time to get to know some of our guests.
Yeah.
So now you guys will be taking your time to get to know us.
What
So,
a
right.
privilege.
Yeah.
What a privilege. Joking. But yeah, we're working on a lot of delicious content
Yeah,
in the background. So we thought it would be a good idea to introduce ourselves a bit more, not formally, but
Yeah.
let you guys in a bit more on who we are, so you don't just see us speaking and all of that and kind of just still don't really know who we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not celebrities or anything, we're just
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Trust me, we are very interesting people.
Okay, so how it's gonna go is that we are going to take turns asking each other questions. We have not seen the questions. The captain of the ship or the owner of the ship is the one who made these questions or created these questions. So even we don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. But yeah, let's have some fun.
Shall we? The first question. It's always safe to start first. Who is my favorite artist or group?
Elevation Worship.
Yes, that's correct. Elevation Worship is my favorite. My favorite. I love them. Hope you guys have been listening to When Wind Meets Fire. It's the new album. If you haven't, you are missing out on an encounter. She my daughter live. We has a good time.
Yeah, she plays it in the car all the time. All the time. John, next question. When was I born?
Will it make me a bad friend if I get like the date, like the day wrong?
No.
January, but between 3 to 5. Okay,
But January.
January
Right?
2001. I forgot.
Yeah, you're right. 6th of January 2001. So close, so close.
Gosh.
But it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Ever had a celebrity crush? If yes, who was it?
Yo, how I always forget this guy's name. The one, so he played not Eddie Murphy, the Queen, the band Queen. You don't.
Chumbuelam generations.
I always forget this guy's name, but then I saw him when I used to like watching Twilight when I was younger, and I think in the last movie of Twilight, he was there, the Indian guy. I think he was a vampire from India and something. And I just looked at him. I'm like, he's the main character in Robot Man. I forget his name, but every time I see his face, I'm like, this man. But yeah, that man. But yeah, next question. Would you date a pastor? Who and why?
Yes, I would. Why? A real pastor though, like you can't just be a pastor. You
Okay.
understand? Like I'd actually really date someone who's sold out for God and all of that. I would date a pastor because I think, then we would be spiritually aligned, of course. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
What type of pastor? Would it be a youth pastor? Would it be an adult
youth
pastor?
Okay.
You date a youth pastor.
Adult pastor. Yes. I would date an adult pastor. Because I would really love to go into ministry, especially for like young people, like young girls.
Yeah.
So to know that I would have a partner that's also in it,
Yeah.
outstanding.
Well, there you have it.
If you would be anyone from the Bible, who would you be and why?
If you would be, oh, I thought the question said if I were to be with anyone. Okay, I read wrong. Askies. Who would I be? Yeah, I don't know. I think for me it's difficult to say who would I want to be because that's mentioned in the Bible. They had their struggles, and I look at their struggles. I'm like, that yoke is too heavy for me.
Just a girl.
That yoke is too heavy for me. So I don't. Who would I want to be? I really don't know. I don't know.
Ruth. Esther.
No.
Jeremiah.
I think. I think I would say Elijah.
Ooh.
Because I feel like the things he got to see, like he was so in tune with the spiritual realm. Like he would see the world differently, and for me that is something I aspire to have, being so in tune with the spiritual realm that I see the world differently. Yeah, I don't know what that would look like though. That's the thing.
Alright.
Yeah. If you were to ask a biblical character one question, who would that be and what would be the question?
Adam.
Okay. We all know why, but I'm going to ask you why.
Okay, wait. What would the question be? So the question is, why did he actually eat from the tree? Why did he not stand up against Eve, even though he knew Wutibate, we should not eat from this tree?
Yeah, that's true.
100%. If you know me, you know with Minevele. I need to have a conversation with him.
And I feel like a lot of women always say Eve, but the real culprit
Is Adam.
is Adam.
And you guys must watch out for the next episode with one of the apostles. He actually agrees with us.
Yep.
Stay tuned. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
We're cooking. Okay, next question. Is this a question for me?
Yes. For a very independent woman. So I already know the rhyme here.
Girlfriend allowance?
No.
Oh.
Girlfriend allowance or no girlfriend allowance? Which one do you prefer? First, are you a girlfriend? Are you a girlfriend?
Yes, I'm officially taken. And I think there was an episode. Where I was like, I'm single. Yeah, I'm officially taken now. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, so Tungi-san, guys. Girlfriend allowance or no girlfriend allowance? Obviously, I'm a woman. I like to be pampered. So I would say girlfriend allowance, but for me, it's not a deal breaker. It's not really a necessity. For me, it's just like it's
a bonus.
Yeah, it's like a bonus. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me if you give me girlfriend allowance or not. For me, it's the fundamentals. If the fundamentals are there, then like the love, the respect, the care, the kindness, and like the person that they are, for me, that is what matters the most. Would see girlfriend allowance or not? Doesn't really measure up. Yeah. If you were God, If you were God, what's the one thing you would change instantly about Leidenberg?
I love this place. I want to spend the rest of my life here. I think if there's one thing, if I was God, thank God I'm not God.
Thank God.
And I would change, if I could change one thing about this town, it would 100% be our mindset and also the division, because we claim we are united, but only when it comes to specific things,
Yeah.
and only if it's beneficial to me personally. So I'd want to emphasize the importance of unity, because in the Bible we also see how important it is
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
united. We can go far if we're quite a united town. And yeah, like basically the mentality. Less clubs, maybe a Woolies or Food Lovers Market, guys.
Hint, hint.
We don't have to have 5 different clubs. We all anyways go to one club. I'm not going to, I'm just saying, you guys all go to one club either way.
Okay.
Right. One thing you wish people understood about you.
I think one thing I wish people had like some form of understanding of me is that because I've been in many instances where people find me quiet and they're like, oh, yes, Jayla, basically like I'm stuck up and stuff like that. But for me, I'm one of those people, and I know I'm not alone. I'm one of those people that when I don't have anything to say, like anything productive to say, I'm not going to say it. And I'm not going to say anything. And for me, it's like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with silence. I think some people, I don't know, they find silence awkward. I don't find it awkward. If we genuinely have nothing to say to each other, let's not try force things and then
So this cool man, man.
yes, so sikhuluma izinto out of order, and nakhona silence doesn't mean any negative energy or negative vibes and all of that. Sometimes people just want to be in their thoughts or just want to be quiet and enjoy the silence. And for me, I feel like I am those people who indulge in silence. Yeah. Even though some people say I speak a lot, which I don't understand. I do not speak a lot. Why are you making that face?
Lovely. We know you now, girl.
Next question. If you were to have a celebrity on the podcast, who would it be and why?
I would love to have,
Tusombedu, your twin.
yeah.
Yes.
I think if there's one person I'd love to have on the podcast, it would be Ubab Glorious Dlamini. I don't know if you guys know him. I just
Ladderberg's very own. Yes,
can
yes,
explain.
yes. Explain.
I really think this is one person that doesn't have or has never had the chance to sit down and tell us how he does it. How he's able to juggle, like ministry and his hobbies, and he's just never tired. Like he's
Always
always
at
up
it.
for it.
Yeah,
Like,
always at
he's
it.
always up for it. So I'd 100% would want to interview the owner of the ship. I'd want to know how he came up with all of these things and how
Yeah.
he doesn't have time, but he has time
Yeah.
for the things that he loves, and how he just always gets
Things done. Yeah.
done. Even though we do most of it, the
Somet-
admin part of it, but the more complicated things, doesn't he ever have that moment where he's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if not him, 100% Mpumile Dwaba also. Think that's one person I'd actually love to have on the podcast. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay.
No, I have to.
You. Yeah.
So my last question to Lou is, what's your biggest highlight from This Is Deep?
I think for me, just being here, Like I've never been one to imagine myself behind a mic and on a show like this. So for me, it's just being here and seeing how the process of having a podcast and operating a podcast and creating content, like all the work that goes into it. And I really enjoy it. And as someone who's never thought they'd be in such a space, I think it's a really big privilege, and I think it is definitely a highlight for me in this year, having this, being part of this podcast. So CP, I think this question we can both answer. Winner, what is your biggest highlight from This Is Deep?
The one time when we actually shot an episode early enough. I can make it to bed. I'm joking.
Yeah, but we do shoot quite late. I would not lie.
I think my biggest highlight from This Is Deep is really the people that I actually do this podcast with.
Yeah.
How, for me, was that one night when we all took time to be like, hey,
How?
before we want to share with people, how's it actually going with all of us? You know? How we are always just so real and having these conversations about what we are actually doing and why we are doing it. Because I think most of the time I've had this feeling before where I just felt like, oh, let me just go do it because I have to do it. But how, when you're always coming here, you understand why you're doing it. So there's that one specific night where we were really open about so many things. But I think every day also, every time when we have to shoot, when I'm with you guys, I actually understand you like, yo, this is actually, it's more than just a podcast.
Yeah.
We have like this huge recap before everything starts. So I think that will always be a highlight for me, is how we mentally check in first.
Yeah.
Before we do something.
Before we get into the conversations. Yeah. I remember that night. Size. Okay, so this is our last question.
Okay.
What would you like to see happening in the podcast in the near future? Aibu, this sounds like an HR question.
Yeah, and someone is just trying to get some ideas out of us here.
Literally, you could have just asked.
You could have just asked us what are we going to do in the next episode. You know
Literally,
that.
you could have just asked.
I think I would really love to see young people sharing and talking about the things that we choose to talk about. Young people asking the questions that we ask ourselves also. And I'd love to see this podcast actually instilling something in everyone that watches it.
Yeah.
You understand, like, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't do something, or if it doesn't plant some sort of seed in the people that have subscribed and are watching, then we're not doing anything. But that's the one thing I would love to see people engage and want to actually come in studio and shoot with us.
Yeah, I think that would be, I think the young people parts, for me, I'm thinking more like teens. Maybe even if it's like kids, like Sunday school, I would love to hear what the little ones their perspective on Christianity, because they come to church every Sunday. I would like to know, like, what do they want to know, or what do they understand about all of this? It's like those videos I watch on TikTok where they interview kids. I think they blow my mind every time because kids have so much to say, and the way they view the world, it always amazes me. So yeah, definitely, I agree with you on that.
And obviously, I would love to see it be more than just a podcast.
Yeah,
like turn into a TV show.
Yeah,
something that airs every Sunday.
Yeah,
it would be good to have this conversation. So we trust God. Let's keep doing our thing.
Yeah,
let's see where He's taking us.
Yeah, and with that, that was our last question. It's been great. It's been fun. And I hope you have gotten a in-depth feel of who we are, Stipe and I. And stay tuned for what we are coming up with. I think you're going to like it.
Yeah.
I think you're going to like it.
Maybe we'll have a part 2 of more deeper questions about ourselves. But for now,
that's it from us.